Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Julie Hirt. I am a certified soul level animal communicator and a certified soul level intuitive coach. And today, as you can see, we have a very special guest.
Hey y'all, my name is Keri Kenney. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am a trauma-informed yoga, wellness, meditation instructor, but really I hold space for the whole of who we are as people on this planet and everything that we endure. And one of the things we are very intentional about, me and Julie, is moving through the grief, especially the grief that comes from losing an animal, a beloved pet, be it the transitional period of losing the body or you know, life stuff and how we have to maybe make those really hard choices. So I'm super excited to be here today and just holding some space as we meet ourselves where we are as we are in a world as it is.
Thank you. Awesome. I get so excited when we do work together because we do a couple different things together. And we met when I was doing some live readings at an event in your town 18 months ago or however. So that's how we met. And we've since then collaborated and done a number of things. One of the things that we do is a pet loss grief circle. This is a brilliant idea that you had, Keri. And we did our first one back in December, right? Just
Yeah.
before the holidays. And we have another one coming up on February 18th. And you can find the information in the show notes. You can find the information on my website. You can also, if you follow Keri Kenney, you can also find the information in all of her posts as well. And we'd love to have you join us. We have a limitation of 8 people just to make sure that we can connect with everyone and everyone's animals that are across the Rainbow Bridge. But that's coming up. But what we thought we would do today is just share a little bit of what can transpire in a pet loss grief circle and how the two of us work together so that you have a better idea of what that looks like. And Keri took some really kind of interesting notes from the last time and came up with some really cool themes and has a little practice based on that.
Yeah. So one of the common threads, y'all, which I find this in the work that we do all the time, we are so much more alike than we could ever be different. And it's usually those things that we kind of like limit or silence or shame or separate ourselves from that are actually like these connectors of our humanity, our hearts, these big emotions and experiences that we move through as our soul lessons, right, on this planet, divine beings having a human experience. So in our last session, our first grief circle, one of the biggest themes that I really heard and resonated with was our own ability to like give ourselves compassion, to give ourselves empathy, to see ourselves from a very loving and higher perspective, especially as we're in the lows of grief. And y'all, that's not a single experience, right? It doesn't just happen and then it's over. It's like a continuous evolution of meeting that loss, meeting that space of us that longs for that relationship, as well as the very tender truth, y'all. They're still right here. Our love is infinite. Our love is constant. There's no separation between that, no matter what the distance, the time, right? The life or the death. But this is the space, and this is so powerful. But if it feels heavy, if it feels hard, if it feels scary, I can understand. And I've lived an experience where we put that separation between us and we don't want to go deep diving into the feels, right? But yeah, if we neglect that, right? If we avoid that, if we bypass ourselves, how are we going to be open and receptive to all the joy, all the relationships, all the ways in which that animal and the entire universe is always speaking to us and saying, I feel like, as I'm a dog mama, and I would do anything for my dogs, right? Like they are my babies, they are my best friends. When the humans have fallen short in the trauma and the grief and the changes and the transformations of my life, they've been a constant for me. And I've lost 2 of my companions. I have one right now, Manny, who's with me too, and my Lola, my Carlos too. But I know I would go to the ends of the earth for these creatures, right? Like even if I had to go in debt for the rest of my life to ensure that they are supported. that they are held, that they are cared for. And I feel like that's a common thread with all of us who love and know and experience the joy and the gift of being in relationship with animals. But my friends, if we are willing to do that outside of ourselves for those with us in this human experience, can we please do that for ourselves as well? A revolutionary act of care for our own hearts, our own grief, and it shows up in real time with awareness. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling sad today. Oh my gosh, I'm longing, I'm missing my friend. And knowing that that's okay to name. And I understand that there's people that are around us that aren't always going to get it. The humans fall a little short, right? But there is community, right? There's Julie, there's me, there's this ripple of compassion happening right here, right now, real time, y'all. And it's about community, it's about unity, and that truly is the gift of yoga. That is the gift of these animals, unconditional love, and that is what our experience is about. I think every soul lesson, right? We got different curriculums, but I feel like the core of all of our human curriculum is to remember that this is unconditional. So what ways have we already conditioned ourselves in our grief? In which ways have we already neglected and avoided the things that we would offer graciously to another? And in this practice today, which is practice, right? We're just practicing. We're going to meet ourselves. We're going to meet the moment. We're going to meet the emotions that are here and present. And we're going to simply do our best to extend the same compassion we would to that companion. Okay? Does that feel okay?
I think that feels great. And I want to just add real quick, you know, the animals want that self-compassion. They want you to care for yourself, to have that self-compassion, and they would do anything for you to help you get to a point where you feel you can actually accept it in their lessons and their messages and everything, which also transpires in the grief circle that we host. So not only would you do anything for them, they will do anything for you in an effort for you to take care of yourself. So with that being said, Keri, go ahead. Yeah.
Please know with these practices, let go of the idea that it needs to be a certain way and we're simply meeting and arriving. I'm going to be seated today. You have full freedom and invitation to either lay down, stand up, like do what feels really good for you. That's what it's about. We don't have to conform. We don't have to contort. We don't have to create conditions that keep us more like, oh, small, right? That's the grief stuff. We want to get expansive and we want to breathe in and out of it. You have full choice. Simply allow yourself just to find some comfort as best you can. There might be discomfort too. That's okay. So let yourself really arrive into this moment and know that you are so very loved. You are so very loved. You might even like allow this heart space to lift up a little higher. You might even let the shoulders just soften a little lower. And before we even move into the physical practice, just taking the next 3, 4, 5 breaths to thank this land, this ground, this planet that brings us together regardless of the distance, the circumstances, the time. Here we are in space together. What an honor. And this thing holding us, loving us no matter what. Like we are so connected to her. So if you could with me, taking 2 more breaths just to like body to body, breath to breath. No accidents that we're here, right? We're here in this moment of time. And we're here on the planet right here, right now with all that we're experiencing. So as we do this work, y'all, we're going to be breathing in and out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels like spaciousness, gentleness, tenderness, ease, truth. But also let's just get a little bit movement going. So I'm going to let the arms overhead just kind of stretch up when you're ready. And then on an exhale, can we just shake a little, get a little weird? Do you ever watch your animals do that, right? Like they go through something and then they just shake, they get it right off, right? They know what to do. And they want to mirror that to us. So this is just a nice little energetic exfoliation, letting go of the expectations. Just here, one more big breath in. And just a little shake. And as you come down to the bottom of the breath, y'all, chin to chest, just a little rounding in that cat, like you're pushing away the doubt, pushing away any ideas that you are not worthy of space, of grace, of gentleness, right? It's all here. We're going to let the next inhale stretch our arms up, lift the heart, even soften the shoulders back by the body, right? Oh, and then exhale right back into that cat curve. And then we're going to inhale right back into the cow tilt. So sit bones go back, heart lifts, throat extends. We're going to do that 5 more times. So just let yourself move with your breath. And kind of feel into what it feels like to move with your breath. Inhale's expanding us. Exhale's just breathing out the residuals. 3 more. And of course, any movement that feels nourishing. You could even like mimic your favorite furry friends, right? Like just one last time, we're going to come up. We don't have to be together. We'll meet when it's ready. We're just allowing everything to stretch up and out. And then we're going to let one hand lightly fall, be it to the legs, the lap, the chair, the ground, whatever's there holding you. And then still letting a little bend happen out of the body. And you can look up. And you can look down. But also make sure just to take a breath or two within what's present. You breathe into what is present. And you breathe out of your body. Same hand, the top arm, we're gonna let it lift up next inhale, going really slow, rainbow energy, rainbow bridge, right? Heaven coming down to earth. Isn't that an animal? We'll feel that ground and then we'll slip that other side, same, but a little different. And again, you might look up, you might smile, you might not, right? Just kind of feel right here, right now. One more breath deep within. And once you get to the bottom of the exhale, surprise yourself. That top arm's going to come up. And we're just going to bring it down and over. Beautiful. And what's cool, right, is you're at home or you're in your space. So, of course, you could do as many as you like here. Side bend throughout the day if you're feeling the energy, lethargic. Grief is a very, very heavy energy. So anything like this, just lifting our arms, taking a mindful breath, can transform everything, y'all. Can bring that compassion right on home. And in fact, we're going to make a big T. Thumbs are going to be up if that's all right. Inhale, kind of spread the fingers back. And then exhale, bring it right in front. 2 more. Breathe into your spacious heart, all that lives there, the grief, the gratitude, the goodness, the undying connection. One last breath out. And then together, y'all, let's take the hands all the way up. Bend the elbows, draw them down. How'd that feel? Let's do that again. I had some snaps, I had some cracks, I had some pops. Oh yeah. We're making space to bring back the love, or even connect more closely to the fact that it's always and always will be right here. We'll let our hands gently find the heart space. They could be on top of each other, palms, prayer, right? Whatever feels good. And if it feels all right, y'all, eyes can stay open, no big deal. Or you might just soften them into the space in front of you, or close the eyes completely. Softening the lips, and just starting to feel the fact that your body is here. Your breath is here. Your heart is here. Can you feel the rhythm of your own pulse and beat? And all those that we love right here with us. Let every inhale just draw you a little closer down into the belly, into the legs, into the land. And let your exhale just start to lift up and through the heart, through the throat, through the nose. Directional breath. Inhale, guiding it down. Exhale, lifting it up and through. And just maybe placing some gratitude for those that we love, those that we miss. We can even ask, is there something you'd like me to know today? Can you keep my heart and mind and ears and eyes open to the signs, the signals, the synchronicities, all sharing with us that again, that very tender and timely truth. They're right here. And so are we. Here to bring that heaven to earth. Here to bring that love back into our bodies. If we could take one more big breath in and out together, bringing that love into our bodies, into our minds, into the rhythm of this day. I love you. I love you truly. I love this planet. I love these animals. I love this love. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And that's a little bit of what can happen in the pet loss grief circle. We do, and this is the brilliance I love in working with you, Keri, because to be able to allow the body to move through grief, move with the grief, and to some degree, I don't like to ever say let it go or anything like that, but allow it to release, move through you, whatever it needs to do in that act of self-compassion that our animals are also asking us to do.
Yes.
And another thing that we have done in the pet loss grief circles, we work with a deck called the Rainbow Bridge deck, and we were pulling cards to accentuate the messages that the animals that are present at the pet loss grief circle bring through. And so that was also really fun. And also, as I was preparing for our conversation and practice today, I was just asking the animals what other information, what other message would they have for us? And there's this theme of transformation that comes through. So even in that practice, I know for me personally, I started a little stiff. I felt a little not quite in tune. And by the end of it, I could feel the energy flowing through. My hands were warm. My heart center felt as it was strong, but also really open. I could feel the heat rising up through my throat. So through grief too, we also have this theme of transformation, which the practice helps us also embrace, which is what the animals are asking us to do. I don't know if I shared this with you before we started, but January, I realized, is actually a huge month of transformation for me personally, because I found one of my dogs this month long ago, 21 years ago. Another one of my dogs passed in January, 8 years ago. And and the other one that's currently at my feet right now broke my leg in January 5 years ago, which also started a whole different aspect of transformation. So just realizing that we're in this time too, and however we can honor our pets and ourselves, our pets who are across the Rainbow Bridge and ourselves who are experiencing it here still in body, and that transformed relationship, and that they're still here, that they're still helping us, that they're still supporting us and helping us even through this practice that you just led us through too. They were all here. So yes. Yeah.
So blessed. So blessed.
Yeah.
And how they show up for us sometimes, y'all, it might not make any sense. And it might make us a little like conflicted of what?
Yes.
But there's something to be learned. There's something to be cared for, cultivated in everything that they share with us, be it the breaking of the leg or the shedding of the body. I too, January 3 years ago on the full Leo moon was when Carlos passed to pancreatic cancer, which was a huge shock for us. We didn't expect that at all. And in that the unexpected, right? I feel him so much powerful, like he's here, and it's taken some time for me to get there, 3 years. So just be gracious to y'all. We're here. We're not alone in this. I think that too is a big common thread as well. Like, we're not siloed, y'all. We're connected.
No. Yeah. And I know we talked a bit about this in the Pet Loss Grief Circle. We talk about it just between ourselves and in the other channels and whatnot. Pet loss grief is not as on grief as a whole is not honored. And then you talk about pet loss grief, and people will say to you, it's just a dog, it's just a horse, it's just a lizard, it's just a cat. Let it get a new one. That is not honoring who we are. And so what we want to do is continually create a space where you feel safe, supported, and protected to bring your grief, share your grief, allow your animal to express the messages, allow your body to move through it. So, however, if you're interested, if you would like to participate, please let us know. You can sign up and register now. It's only $20 actually for an hour and a half on February 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And if you miss the cutoff or can't make that date, let us know, because we will put more together. And if more people are interested, we'll put more together. However, we can
Yes.
serve and support you, and however the
Yes.
animals can serve and support you, we are all here for
Mm,
you. We are all one.
mm.
Any
As you
final
can tell, I
thoughts?
get excited.
Yeah, this is good.
I
Any other
just
final
think
thought? Yeah,
normalizing healing, right? Normalizing that we feel and we have emotions, and where there is great love, there is great grief, and where there is great grief, there is great love, and we can't be separated along these things. So, unfortunately, at this moment in time, it is not normalized yet. But here we are being the people creating the spaces, and we can transcend that, transform that, where we could all honor any sort of loss at any time that it's happening.
yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
please join us, y'all. It'll be intimate. Again, Julie named 8 people because we want to just keep it intimate and intentional and give as much space to everyone who's present as we can. And we hope just to keep continuing this and much, much more.
Yeah. All right. So information in the notes below, February 18th, 1 to 2:30 p.m., $20 is the cost. Yes. And if anybody has questions, you can also reach out to either one of us. I'll put Keri's contact information in the show notes as well, and we will absolutely respond to you. Thank you, Keri, for being here today. Thank you for working with me. Thanks for working with the animals and trusting the
Honored.
animals. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you all for being here. We will see you soon. Take really good care.